Father? Oh, 1 second. I have to give you entry. Yeah. You try again, Father. The request has not come. Alex.
Yeah, still.
Yes, you joined now. Yes, Father. You speak through mic, your laptop. At the bottom, it is in mute condition. Yes.
Dear friends, warm greetings to you on this occasion of International Youth Day. Glad to share a few of my thoughts and wishes to you on this occasion. Today's young people lack the sense of purpose and meaning in life. Young people today are far away from God, morality and values. They only want career, money and fun. These are the sweeping statements that are commonly attributed to young people nowadays. What do you think, my dear friends? Do you agree, my dear young friends?
Please permit Prasad Rao garu
with such
is joining.
I believe every one of you is in constant search mode with deeper aspirations and dreams for life. I believe that you have something to tell the world. You cry out loud and say, we youngsters want to say yes to life, to love and to God. Yes, we want honest, sincere dialogue and are tired of going against the current and wish to live without masks. Yes, we believe that we are capable of being inspired and inspire others. Yes, we are in search of values, examples and role models who give us hope for the future. Yes, we seek for God, values and meaning in the midst of hypocrisy, division, discrimination, violence, greed, selfishness and mixed messages and narrow mindedness. This, I believe, is the cry of every young person. So my dear young friends, these aspirations can be realized only when you place complete trust in yourself and in God. And so have the courage to be authentic and believe in yourself and God. You will be the reality of your dreams. Honor your life with its potentials and be attentive to the needy who are helpless and hopeless. You will be the prophet of hope. Make attempts to be concrete signs of hope, faith and love. You will be the messenger of peace. Roll up your sleeves in situations of crisis, destruction, misery and pain.
Once again, I'm playing the video. Just wait.
Of friendship.
Yeah, I know.
Be bold,
Speak
search
to
for values
also,
and seek for meaning to life. You will be the builder
once again.
of life.
10
On
seconds.
this day, let us resolve and pledge to commit ourselves to support, encourage and work together for a life fully alive.
Yeah, the video is playing perfectly.
Yeah, video is playing perfectly nice.
Yes. Yeah, only Prasad has to come.
Father, no problem without cha? Or your problem?
Father, you no, Father is not here. Yes, Prasad has come.
Yeah, Prasad has come. Fine.
Welcome,
Hi.
Mr. Prasad.
Prasad, yeah.
Hi, Prasad.
Hi, sir.
Fine,
Hi,
Am I
sir.
audible?
How are you, sir?
fine, fine.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, welcome,
No.
Yeah.
welcome. You keep your camera straight. Yeah.
Good evening, Father.
Good evening. Good evening.
My vice principal in degree.
Okay. 90%.
Father, I was assistant director for New Hostel, and Prasad was assistant director for Gognini Hostel.
Yes.
Yes.
2002,
Yeah, you.
sir. It was
Yes, during the time of Golden Jubilee.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Father Alex, you were seen only the mute. It should be unmuted. At the bottom, mic. You click at the mic, Father. Yeah, live stream. Everything goes live now.
Hi, sir. Yes.
Yeah,
This is the
everything ready.
principal.
Like,
Over.
maybe you
Yeah.
can start with
Continue.
for the principal. It will come. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Dear friends, good evening to you all. At the outset, I would like to appreciate and thank you for making clear this evening for this motivation session on the importance of young leadership in nation building, organized by SRA and also Andhra Loyola College to commemorate International Youth Day today, the 12th August 2020. Friends, greetings to you on the occasion of International Youth Day. According to Henry Ford, anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. On the request of the World Conference of Ministers responsible for youth, United Nations General Assembly decided or declared 12th August to be observed as International Youth Day. The theme of International Youth Day 2020 is Youth Engagement for Global Action. The world demands the engagement of young people at the local, national, and global levels is enriching national and multinational institutions and processes as well as draw lessons on how their representations and engagement in formal institutional policies can be significantly enriched. With these words, I request Father G.M. Victor Manuel, the principal of Andhra Loyola, to welcome the webinar participants. Reverend Father G.M. Victor Manuel.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Father.
Dear panelists, Father Alex and Mr. Prasad, Sarai Bhaskaran, Samuel Daigar, and others who are participating through YouTube, and other guest faculties from other institutions, and students, and dear young and energetic youth. When you say youth, usually you are having energy automatically. I've been in this college for past 28 years. I still feel young, though I'm 60, nearing 60. I feel very young because I'm always moving with young people. Young people, a lot of things come up, new ideas, different way of thinking. They are more agile, more up to date than we think. They have a lot of ideas to come up with. Some may be silly at first. Afterwards, when you think over it, there's a lot of point in what they raise. Today's theme itself shows that leadership of youth. They must be groomed first of all. They must be groomed. They are raw. No doubt about it. Anything cannot be directly put into practice. That's why apprenticeship is there. We are all trainees. We are all in the help. We have been in that stage a few years ago. Now we have gone to this stage because there are many people, models who have encouraged us, who guided us. Today's youth needs, first of all, encouragement. This one thing we don't give enough encouragement. We discourage them. We don't appreciate their value. We call them immature or not yet up to the point. Something of kind of negative connotation we give to the youth, and they get into other activities. As you know, most of the antisocial elements emanate from them. We are not blaming them, emanate from them because we have not recognized them properly. We have not used their power properly, and once you use, only you come to know the power behind them. During COVID, so many of our students were involved voluntarily. They came forward to help me when I went around. College went around. We are feeding the COVID affected daily age awareness. They were there with me, and they are the one who said one boy collected almost 85,000 and gave me. Another boy started his own outside. He distributed with these youth involved. Youth involvement is recognized, and youth involvement is part and parcel of national growth. So youth is the force and which is the future. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Only thing they need is recognition and also give them opportunity. Give them opportunity. Yeah. Decision making in the process of our discernment, in our deliberations, in our every activity. Veda College has got the tradition. Everywhere youth will be there. Either in academic council or in anything, there will be one student representative representing even the grievances, giving the ideas. So like that, I think we must give a lot of chances to this youth. Today's topic also a little different from youth. They are raising young leadership. Of course, young leadership gives a different connotation in the context of Rajasthan. People are trying to, young people give young people. Rajesh Pilot is not young. Maybe he is younger to the Chief Minister Kala, but young is different from youth. Youth is bubbling with life, 18th till 20, 25. These are youth who are seeking for something to contribute to the society. Let them have, first of all, a positive feeling about themselves. This is one thing they lack. They usually get discouraged. They need to feel they are important, and nobody need to recognize them. That's one thing. We always want recognition. We want somebody to appreciate. No need. You appreciate yourself. You know yourself. You know your worth. You are important. The message must come from you. Elders give you, if your formators give you, if your teachers give you, that's good, well and good. You are ready here, but you always won't get this. You are youth, you won't get all the young people. The world belongs to you. The world belongs to you. You are the one. Abdul Kalam always used to say, whenever just listen to audiobook is also available of Winds of Fire. The young people need courage. They said courage. That's what he says. When you think about them, they are courage. They are ready to jump into the field. Are we giving enough chances to these young people? Enough training to these young people? We are correcting, rectifying few errors here and there because nobody is perfect. But we need here to make them, groom them, and make them future leaders. The world belongs to them. They are the one future generation. And this COVID-19 situation makes them realize how fast they are adapting to the new situation. We are lagging behind. This kind of webinar, this kind of helping one another, developing new things, they are the first one. They are listening to the classes. We are taking online classes. They easily got adapted to it. The parents are finding difficult to cope with them. So they are far ahead of us in many ways. Many times we try to control them. That is good also sometimes. They need some kind of proper guidance. But in the end, the world belongs to them. The future belongs to them. As on Youth Day, I wish every youth, everyone, happy youth day, and the young blood is bubbling in your life. And I also wish everyone, see, age doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. You're all young. It all depends upon somebody else. How old are you? One of our fathers, he was 80 years old. He drives his car at 150, 120 kilometers per hour. Somebody, windy, his name also was windy. He goes like wind. So you are, wow, what is your age? You want to age? What, my body age or my mental age? He asked. Body age and mental age. A very good question he asked. That, sometimes mentally we may be old, some are young. Some of our youth, they may be age-wise, they may be young, they may be old. It all depends upon the upbringing. It all depends upon the type of books you read, types of time you spend. Their youth, spend time properly. That makes you future citizens, not just aspiring for what you do every day. How you spend your time? Are you equipping yourself? Are you equipping yourself in different ways, intellectually, emotionally, socially? You must spiritually. Everywhere you must accept. You are all the future. Do you believe in yourself? That belief will come the acquiring of the knowledge of different techniques and skills. That confidence will come only when we have knowledge. Knowledge is power. Again, Abdul Kalam comes to my mind, our old student of St. Joseph's College. Always remembers these days. Always remembers this. The encouragement he receives from his teachers. He never forgets his mentors. Always remembers his mentors. How he grew them. So, dear youth, I welcome the name of Loyola College. I really appreciate the organizers, Sai Bhaskaran, Samuel Dayakar, and Father Golineni Bala, for inviting very eminent guests, Dr. M.J. Alex Michael and Prasad Rao, our old friend and my student. And we are happy to have you for this particular session. All the best. Inspire us, because it is going to be permanently recorded and it will be available on YouTube for future. So let this be a fruitful seminar which will last and which will be remembered by the students of youth, and it will reach to ends and corners of the earth, so that youth will listen to this your talk and get energized and they get confidence in themselves. Whatever may be the difficulties in life, difficulty is part of life. Today's youth sometimes want to avoid shortcuts. There are sometimes shortcuts are taught in the schools, shortcuts are taught in the training room, shortcuts are will not work in life. But straightforward, go on, struggle, crisis. This COVID is a crisis, will go away. Don't give in. Crisis after crisis, you'll grow better after better. Every crisis, everything that we face in our life teaches. Let us not forget the lesson from the suffering that we undergo. So let us be supportive with the society. Let us encourage the force of the youth, and let them be part of a nation building. So welcome again. I welcome every one of you for this meeting in the name of Loyola College, and which is full of life, lot of youth, around 8,000 to 10,000 students on the campus, including alien. And in the name of all of these people, I welcome in the name of Maristella, which is also partner in this, and diocesan youth, all this, and the Father Alex, in the name of Salesians and Prasad Rao. So all we welcome you, We are all, we deal with youth. We know when you deal with youth, perfect your age. And sometimes I feel I'm still taking first years. So when you enter the class, you are different. When you deal with the different. So all the best, dear students who are listening to this. All the best. We are with you. Be energetic. Don't give up your energy. Don't give up your enthusiasm in life. We always don't get discouraged. Don't compare with others. You are unique. You have your talents. Your talents nobody has. You have something to contribute to the society. If you don't contribute, nobody else will contribute that. As you know that in the chain, everything must hold together. Like that, you youth have got something to contribute. Be happy with that. If you don't contribute, the whole chain will break. So let us contribute our part, and let us feel important that you are the bone, and you are the backbone of the society, and you are the future of our country, and the future of your family. Be happy that you have parents who brought you into the world, Make your parents happy, your siblings happy, your students happy, your students community happy, nation happy, everybody happy. All depends upon your sacrifice. You must sacrifice. You must always try to give, learn to give, your youngsters, your youth, learn to give. You always try to get what you must, what is use, what is use. You always ask question. You're trained like that. By attending what I get, by going what I get. This question, no, don't ask this question. What must I give? What can I give? What I do for the society? You'll see, you'll do better. The more you give, the more you get. That is the principle of youth. So I once again welcome every one of you for this success conduct of the meeting. So I pray God that everyone may be blessed and everyone will have a good health, and every one of your family members and near and dear ones may be saved from this calamity, the pandemic situation, and everyone get on well and be useful once again. Let everything go on well. Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father, for your warm words of welcome and also sharing your thoughts on the role of youth in the national building. Now, I request Dr. G. Sahai Bhaskaran, a reader in physics and also the coordinator of Hepson of Andhra Loyola College, to introduce the webinar speakers. Dr. Sahai Bhaskaran.
Thank you, Dr. Dayaka. Good evening. Good evening, Reverend Father Principal, Reverend Father Michael Alex Jairaj, and Mr. P. Prasad Rao, and all the 60 audience who are connected through YouTube as of now. And on behalf of the organizing committee, I welcome each and every one of you for this very important webinar that is organized on the International Youth Day. I am deeply honored to introduce Reverend Father Michael Alex Jairaj. Father Jairaj is the director and professor at St. Paul's Regional Seminary, Newswit. He holds 4 postgraduate degrees, namely MA in journalism, MA in English, MA in psychology, and also MSW. He is also a trained teacher with a B.Ed degree. He did his PhD in pastoral counseling. Father is deeply involved in forming youth through pastoral ministry. He has been bestowed with Telangana State Award 2015, International Ambassador of Peace 2019, and also Icon of the Year 2019 by various agencies. We are honored to have you, Father. I welcome you, Father, to enthuse our youth who are connected through YouTube and also would be watching later with your rich presentation. Welcome, Father Alex Jairaj. Father, you can make your presentation. I think you can unmute and then talk further.
And he can hear? Keep the phone. Can you hear?
You can talk.
Yes, Father, you can proceed. I think you're unmuted.
You mean Alex? Okay.
Yes, Father.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And I'm very much privileged today to meet even the eminent persons who are here at online, and also those who are going to view. And at the very outset, I would like to wish all the youngsters a very happy feast of International Youth Day. Friends, down the centuries, the world has produced great leaders to us. They moved the world and they were moved by the world. And they really made a mark, impact on the lives of people through their ideas, through their ideals, and through their lifestyle. Their leadership has really brought a tremendous change in the world, and even today, they remained as remarkable persons for us to imitate. And their able leadership had built a nation together. Today, our topic is the importance of leadership in nation building. First of all, according to me, the leadership is just a word, is a responsibility, is a contribution. And for me, it is a social responsibility of an individual to protect himself and to protect the society. And it is only an ability, the power of an individual can change the world. And today you see the statue of the unity that is in India, where the Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, 590 feet height, and just before the independence, there was a big commotion, and how to unify. And that was the time where Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Deputy Prime Minister, then Prime Minister, of course, and they all, they fought, they tried their best to unite all the principalities, the small segments at the times, the little kings all came together and joined India. And today I want to know what youngsters are feeling today. What is their responsibility in this situation and in modern world? First of all, I would like to explain what and who is a leader. If you go to Greece, on the monuments it is shown, know thyself. According to me, there is no use of knowing ourselves. Today, in the Christian perspective, I can ask you not what you have, but who you are. A leader is the one who tries for the national identity and is the one who constructs the national identity and who contributes. And today the leader is the one who inspires, who encourages, who accompanies people, who really feels responsible and who is very sensitive to the needs of the other, to the situation. He will become a sign. And a leader should have ethics, morale. He should have some character. As Vivekananda says, till your last point of view, that is, till your death, what comes with you is not your education, not your property, not your possessions, but it is your character. So a leader needs to have a character. Leaders are here to purify the systems of the society. Leaders need to fight for the justice, and they have to voice out against injustice, and they need to be role models to others. And they all work for the transformation of the society. They empower the society. They work for the development of the country. And they need to contribute for the production or the progress of any country. Well, friends, we have prominent leaders in the history, how they made a tremendous mark, the impact on the lives of people through their lives. Let us take Mahatma Gandhi. After his death, if you go to Sabarmati Ashram, there you find a title written on his residence. It is written there, "My life is my message to the world." Mahatma Gandhi, through his life, he gave a message to the world. And he is the one who says, if you wish to see the change in the world, and you should become that change. And also Martin Luther King. And his two wonderful talks that moved to people, that changed the scenario of America at that time. And he had a wonderful speech, "I have a dream." What is that dream? He always looked for a change in the society. He said, no one should be judged by the color, but by the content of the character. And when he received Nobel Peace Prize Award in 1964, he has not kept his Nobel Prize inside his room. He kept it in the parlor. telling that when there is a change, when my people are happy, when they have their right, that day I will put it inside. Till then I have no peace. And he is like another Moses in the last speech in 1963 when he has reached a mountain top. There is a second speech of his, I have been to the mountain top, where he also said, I take all of you to the promised land, where you will be happy and you are together. And we have another man like Abraham Lincoln, who really worked for the emancipation of the slave, the liberation of the Negroes at that time. Today we do not call them blacks and Negroes, but otherwise. Well, these are the people who really made a mark in the history. When you come to India, how a leader should be. A leader should have morality. A leader should contribute his best. And most of the time we always look for the opportunities where you can establish your life, where you can settle your life. But I'm saying when you're not settled in the country, for example, Bhagat Singh, who said this word, when he died in 1931, when he died, before that he said, if you give me your blood, I will give you the freedom. And Chandrasekhar Azad was also inspired by these people, and he said, if you do not have time for your country, you have no right to live in the country. And when he died, he was just 24 years. Well, friends, these people are all remarkable persons who give example for us how we should live as leaders. And we being the leaders, we should give a role model to everyone. And today it is a time for all of us, what kind of leadership we need today. Abdul Kalam says, if you want to shine like the sun, you should learn to be burnt like sun. He also says that our life, our birth may be ordinary, but our life and our death should be extraordinary. The way that you live, Dr. Ambedkar says, it is not important how long you lived, but how well you lived. Friends, today being the leaders of our country and your youth are definitely your asset to the country. And you are the powerhouse of our country. And if you keep silent, we cannot move. Rabindranath Tagore, in his poem he has written, and the same name, he says, when I slept, I dreamed that life was joy. But when I woke up, I saw that life was service. So the leadership is nothing but service. The human life is all about helping one another. And a leader needs to have this sensibility. And we should really move for the people. Che Guevara, the young man in 1939 when he joined in Argentina, Buenos Aires as a medical student, he had a project to do something on leprosy. He took a motorbike and he went about almost Latin America, where he stopped at Sao Paulo, where he found people were living very luxurious life one side, the other side there is a poverty. And there he questioned, when you rise up in the morning, you are ready to straighten up your hair, but why can't your hearts? And today I am questioning the same. My dear youth, you have got a lot of potential, you have a lot of talent, you are very energetic and enthusiastic. But when you use your creativity, when you use your thinking, and when you use your knowledge, and the place will be beautiful, and our life will be another heaven. And at this juncture, what kind of leadership we need for the nation building? I told you, to build a nation together, you need a charisma, you need energy, you need a caliber, you need a passion, that patriotism. No, that's why I'm questioning, do we have national identity? Do you have sense of belonging to the country? And if you really feel it's your country, When Subhash Chandra Bose, when he started his movement towards Delhi, he said, "Get up, take up your arms, and walk towards Delhi. The road to Delhi will give the freedom." Maybe at the time he was inviting for war, but as Swami Vivekananda also encouraging the youngsters, awaken, arise, and go forward with confidence to succeed. Today we have a focus on success, but I'm telling, how many of us are people of value? We need to be fruitful, we need to be productive, and we need to be useful for others. The longest river in the world, according to the census of 2010, Amazon is the longest river. And this has got a special feature. This is the only river which goes forward and which goes backwards. I mean to say, live like a river where you can give life and you can look back what you have achieved in life. And if you have something to give to the world, and we need to give. First of all, all of us must feel a social responsibility. And we should have this responsibility, what kind of people we are. And we are appreciated very much for our talents, for our capacity, for our abilities. But why we are very silent when the world is moving towards the other? Now I'm encouraging all of you, exhorting all of you to have a kind of leadership where that leadership should not be biased, should not be based on a particular religion or particular culture, particular caste and all these things. And we should not be selfish, my dear friends. And we should be more productive. And the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, is inviting all of us for a new projects where Digital India, Make in India. I think we have a lot of potentials, lot of creativity. We will invent something. We make this world as beautiful. Our leadership must purify the system in the society. And our leadership must reform the systems of the society. We need to stand for justice. At this moment, during this corona, and we need to launch in another way where we can reach out to people with different social activities. Your leadership depends very much on your character, very much on your thinking, and very much on what you are. And we need to promote integrity, unity among ourselves. Let us not be divided by any other issues. And our national identity is very much needed. And we shall make this world technologically sound with our intelligence. Friends, your IQ is very important, your EQ is also important. But for me, both are important, but at the same time, give a little extra focus on emotional. These things, emotions always makes a good relationship. Once Pope was questioned about an issue on American President Donald Trump when he was trying to build a bridge, trying to build a wall between Mexico and America. And they asked, how do you feel? What you say, Pope, about this issue, being a Christian? And he said, who is a Christian? Christian is not the one who builds the walls between people, one who builds bridges between people. We are connecting people, the connectivity. We are source of bringing everybody together. Today, this is the day that we should, our leadership have a great value when you bring everybody together for the national cause, for a great cause. And we need to involve much in the social activities in order to develop India as one nation. And also we need to work for the production, the progress of economy of India with different perspective. Friends, today youth must also have a little concern and also a little hearing. A leader is the one who listens, who understands. Once a boy was playing cricket, the boy. The parents said, please don't go near to the wall because there might be snakes. But the boy did not listen. When the ball went that side, he rushed there and in order to pick up the ball, and he was bitten by the snake. And the people came and killed the snake, but this boy was in a dangerous situation. They carried him to the hospital, and the doctor said, thank God you brought him. I got only one injection to give him. And the boy refused to take the injection because he was not used to take injections. So he rejected. And in front of them, the boy died. And the following day, the doctor writes in the certificate, the boy died not because there is no medicine, but he refused to take the medicine, and as a result, he is dead. Friends, youth has got the capacity to listen to, adapt to the situation and environment. Use all your talents. Use all your thinking and all your intelligence. Make your life beautiful. There was one tree, very big, and after 10 days, when a man came down to see the tree, and the big tree collapsed, he was wondering, so big roots, big tree, but how it happened? Then only he realized, from bottom to the top, everything is okay. Then he went around the plant, around the tree, and he found there were many worms inside. What are these worms? When you apply to our life, I am telling boys and girls, we are addicted to certain things, too much of attractions to different issues. And today we have a very great responsibility that we need to keep certain things away. Stop thinking negative about the nation, about yourself, and build up a positive outlook about yourself and your nation. And be away from some temptations, some of these European cultures and attractions, addictions. Keep away. A boy learned a technique. A father, one of the parents loved so much, he was given a big anaconda. And he said, now it is a gift for you. You do whatever you want. And he went, he was trying to play with the anaconda and he gave some techniques to anaconda. When he snaps a finger, anaconda comes and coils him up. And again he snaps and it goes down and sits in the corner. And people were amazed to see his technique. So one day he went to the market and he invited people, come and see all my knowledge, all my techniques. And he's trying to do all gimmicks. And when he snapped his fingers, the anaconda came and coiled him up. And seeing that, people were clapping hands and shouting louder, and it was tightening him up. And he wanted to relieve from this, and he started snapping, but anaconda could not listen, and yet then he has to die. I'm telling you, my dear friends, when you give focus very much on the digital world, that is only a means for us to grow, but that is not the life. All of us know when we are many youth were dying by playing some PUBG games and getting attracted. Once if you start succumb to this kind of attractions, even if you leave it, it will not leave you till you die, till you lose yourself. So anything you use what is necessary and how much it is necessary. And finally, I would like to also caution you that we need to take care of the property of the nation. And also we need to protect our rights, human rights. And at the same time, we need to protect our own girls in our country. And let us not fall into the temptation of doing something wrong and joining some friends and making mess. And we have seen recently in Vizag, pornography and all kind of things. Try to be away from this kind of relationship, friendships, because we are all coming from a very, very good and reputed families. Keep up the dignity and name. Let us not destroy ourselves, destroy the properties. And these days we are reading and we are watching on the TVs during this Corona time, no jobs, nothing. They are going for robberies, they are going for killing, they are going for some other entertainment and losing their life. Do not be indifferent. Be unique, be phenomenal, and at the same time contribute your best to the country. And also you purify, you reform your character. And at the same time, you also purify the systems in our country. So the change of attitude will make you a beautiful personality. I wish you all the best, and once again, a happy feast of International Youth Day. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Dayakar?
You can play the video of Father Bala's speech, please.
You conclude the father's speech then.
Yeah, thank you, Father. Thank you very much for your enlightening speak and the qualities that you are supposed to have in this the scientific world or in this in the present context. We really appreciate you for sparing your valuable time and sharing your thoughts on the role of youth in national building. Thank you very much, Father, once again. Over to Dr. Sahab Askar.
Yeah. Now, Father.
I want to say, I also appreciate Father Albert very nicely.
Yes, Father.
Alex very nicely with beautiful examples and in simple language. He enthused youth. I thank you, Father. Very, very energetic, very meaningful, very apt to the occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Father.
Father Bala, founder director of SJ. It will be played in YouTube. It will take 2 minutes 59 seconds.
Dear friends, warm greetings to you on this occasion of International Youth Day. Glad to share a few of my thoughts and wishes to you on this occasion. Today's young people lack the sense of purpose and meaning in life. Young people today are far away from God, morality and values. They only want career, money and fun. These are the sweeping statements that are commonly attributed to young people nowadays. What do you think, my dear friends? Do you agree, my dear young friends? I personally do not agree with such statements. I believe every one of you is in constant search mode with deeper aspirations and dreams for life. I believe that you have something to tell the world. You cry out loud and say, we youngsters want to say yes to life, to love and to God. Yes, we want honest, sincere dialogue and are tired of going against the current and wish to live without masks. Yes, we believe that we are capable of being inspired and inspire others. Yes, we are in search of values, examples, and role models who give us hope for the future. Yes, we seek for God, values, and meaning in the midst of hypocrisy, division, discrimination, violence, greed, selfishness, and mixed messages and narrow-mindedness. This, I believe, is the cry of every young person. So, my dear young friends, these aspirations can be realized only when you place complete trust in yourself and in God. And so, have the courage to be authentic and believe in yourself and God. You will be the reality of your dreams. Honor your life with its potentials and be attentive to the needy who are helpless and hopeless. You will be the prophet of hope. Make attempts to be concrete signs of hope, faith, and love. You will be the messenger of peace. Roll up your sleeves in situations of crisis, destruction, misery, and pain. You will be the ambassador of friendship. Be bold to search for values and seek for meaning to life. You will be the builder of life. On this day, let us resolve and pledge to commit ourselves to support, encourage, and work together for a life fully alive.
Thank you, Father Bala, for your nice message. And Father was supposed to be here, but due to some unavoidable situation, he's away. I hope he will also be watching through live. Now that we have different media, wherever we are able to get connected. Now I invite the second speaker, Mr. Prasad Rao, our good old friend. Mr. Prasad Rao was born in a small village in Khammam district. Am I audible? Yeah.
Yes, Dr. SP. Yes.
Yeah. He is the fourth child to his parents with humble backgrounds. Mr. Prasad Rao did his schooling at Montfort High School, Khammam, and intermediate and degree at our own Andhra Loyola College. Later, he moved to Central University, Hyderabad for MA English, and he also did MSc Psychology and B.Ed from Acharya Nagarjuna University. Mr. Prasad also holds two postgraduate certificate courses, postgraduate certificate in teaching of English and also postgraduate diploma in teaching of English from EFLU, English and Foreign Languages University, Hyderabad. Mr. Prasad worked in Andhra Loyola College for some time. Later, he moved to other institutions. Presently, he is working at Leeds. Mr. Prasad is interested in counseling the youth, personality development training, skill sets training, motivational sessions. He also organizes and career guidance, personal and professional life counseling, and seminars and workshops. So, Mr. Prasad, we are happy to have you back in Loyola as a student as well as a lecturer. And now we want to listen to you. Over to Mr. Prasad.
Thank you, sir. Hi, Bhaskaran.
Welcome.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Prasad Ji.
Yeah, I'm very happy to be here now with you all. Now, the topic, the importance of youth leadership in nation building, is very important to discuss now because it's not young people's leadership, it's youth leadership. Very important word, youth leadership. Leadership has to be youth. We say youthfulness, liveliness. Now, what does that mean? It is nothing but fighting against corruption and inculcating moral values. I repeat, fighting against corruption and inculcating moral values. How is that done? Is it easy, as said? No, it's not easy. But at the same time, it's not impossible for sure. Then let's see how it can be done. I wish the brief sharing of my opinion would make it clear to you basing on three words: education, employment, empowerment. The topic of discussion now is the importance of youth leadership in nation building. Is leadership young or young people's leadership? It's young people's leadership, which is youthful. Why young people's leadership in place of old, experienced people's leadership? It's because times are changing and the mindset of the young would be more fitting to the changing times than that of the elders. I repeat, times are changing. I'll give you one example now. Not one, many examples. If you follow the news every day, the youngsters are committing suicides. Youngsters are turning to be anti-social elements. It's not the old people, it's not the children, it's the youngsters. Why so? Because they are not educated for life well. They are not educated well for life. The reasons why youth leadership is required. Youth is spring of life. very precious, attractive. It has inherent potential. And I'm sure it's the youth which is synonymous for innovation, creativity of thoughts, creativity of ideas. Now, if only they are the leaders, they can implement, execute their innovative ideas, their creative thoughts. Otherwise, they will have to stand at the feet, at the mercy of somebody to execute their thoughts and ideas. And so they must be the leaders, and their leadership is the need of the hour in nation building today. Thus, they realize their dreams, and the realization of their dreams is possible only when they hold the rein. Reins, R-E-I-N-S, reins. Otherwise, it is not possible for them to do anything. When that potential of youthfulness is used in the right direction, that undoubtedly ensures rapid progress, and that progress is development. That progress is nation building. Therefore, young people who are very much known for making choices, they make a lot of choices. Please understand, it's not the children who make a lot of choice and their choices are not really attended to. It's not the old people whose choices are also attended to. No, it's the young people's choices. We say, our children, hey, listen to that, listen to me. No, don't do that, don't do that. But young children, youth, we say, it's up to you. We cannot tell you. Take this very seriously. They can do things. It's not that they cannot do anything. They can do. They have their discretion. They make choices. That ability to make choices can be rightly molded to make decision. That way, they become the better decision makers. Better decision makers. Thus, they hopefully become potential agents of change. We hear lot of violence today. Violence based on caste, based on religion, based on region, based on gender. Who should fight against all these? It's the young. It's the young who can protest against something bad when it occurs. It's not the old people who are on the streets when something happens, protesting a dharna, showing a dharna. It is not the children who are on the streets, on the roads, on the highways, facing lathi charges. It's the young. That young, that youth should come forward to take the reins of the nation. That is nation building. That becomes. Now, all this, can this happen? How can that come true? To make this true, the first step is education. Education is different from literacy. Unfortunately, today we have lots of youth coming out every year with their degrees. It's not the quantity we need today, quality we need. Educational institutions are mushrooming. Schools, thousands, lakhs of rupees the parents are spending on educating a child. Is it really required? No. Educate them for life. Educate them in life skills. Make them learn life skills which are necessary to be local leaders and thus become national leaders. That is how they can build the nation. In other words, educating them to build themselves. That is most important. It's a big question to all the educational institutions, the managements and the principals and whoever is concerned, whoever is associated with the educational institutions, are we really just producing the people with the degrees? Are we making them eligible for some employment, or are we making them employable for any work? That will definitely educate them. Educating them for employability really makes them leaders. Good education thus makes them better citizens. When this is achieved, what is achieved? When youth is educated well for life, in life skills, to face the life well, I believe the biggest problem today, that is the unemployment, would not exist. I don't mean educating them well is making them employable. No, that is not what I mean. I mean make them stand on their own feet. Let them be entrepreneurs. Let them start small scale industries. Let them be self-sufficient. In other words, let them be independent, not dependent. This move from seeking employment to giving employment would definitely empower them. Because the root cause of all problems of the youth today is money. It's money. If you have watched the movie Drishyam, you notice the boy has lot of money, he can do anything. His mother and father, mother who is a police officer, never minded giving him money. That put him in the trouble. So teach them, educate them how to use money also. That is how they can be responsible and accountable. At this point in time, I must tell you, if you have watched the movie Bharat and Nenu, Mahesh, that is young youth leadership. That is the leadership that we need in order to build our nation well today. When this happens, they become problem solvers. In the movie, you may have noticed how he solved a lot many problems. Traffic problem, that problem, this problem. He has very well solved. This will happen if we have a will to do. And thus, they become troubleshooters. Most of the crimes today are one way or the other connected to unemployment and money. And when that is solved, there is no serious worry at all. Those who have turned out educated well in order to be self-sufficient. Now you may ask me, is that possible today? It is possible. It is possible. Today, you may have come across the private teachers selling idli, going for some work, that work, this work. Why can't they start the same work on their own? They'll definitely do wonders. While teaching, they'll be the best examples to their pupils, to their teachers, to their students, and to the teachers, to their colleagues. They become wonderful role models. That is what we need today. Not theory, not something somewhere. We need practical, lively examples of how leadership should be. And that is possible only with the youth. Thus, they create a productive, efficient environment to live. It's a productive environment. It's an efficient environment for us to live. When these antisocial elements are not there, we live happily, right? This happens because now they have the ability to face any challenges, any problems. You may have seen this in lot many movies. So that's how they empower themselves. And empowering themselves in return is nothing but empowering the society. It's always interconnected. So educate, employ, and empower. That's the leader. If that is where I would like to say the true grit of a leader is not how they perform during good times, but how they roll up sleeves and produce when times get difficult. Now, all that I said so far in this short time, I would like to refer to movies because the youngsters today, the youth today, watch movies very much. They bunk classes, inter, degree, BTech, BPharm, MBA, MTech children, bunk classes and watch movies. I think teaching them through the movies would make their understanding better. Srimantudu movie, young person, he has lot of riches. It's not rich becoming richer, poor becoming poor. If he has the goodness, good heart, being sensitive to the situation, if he is really sensitive and sensible, he would love to share what he has with others. That is leadership. He doesn't have to teach anybody. He is the leader, leading them in learning to be good, showing goodness, concern for the others, the feeling of belongingness. You may have also seen the movie Leader, Rana, determination to do. The wonderful dialogue he says, Pedaina, Pedaina, he wants to be the CM. That guts must be there. And then today, most of the youth, if you have seen Raghuvaran BTech, a techno savvy was unemployed, but employment came to him. Skillfulness. Train the children in skills. Train the children to be technically sound. They become the leaders. And when they become the leaders, they lead the nation. Raghuvaran BTech. I want to tell you another. Children, youth, whoever is watching, listening to me, understand, I am only quoting the movie, that particular part where he could do wonders. Take, for example, Arjun Reddy, extraordinarily talented person. The youth has to make that a very serious point. You be a talented fellow. You be a skillful fellow. He was extraordinarily talented in making the surgeries. At this point in time, I want you all to notice that there are temptations. They are the hindrances on our way. They are the blocks in our leadership. If you can overcome them, if you have the determination to ignore them, you should not give in to them. At the same time, you should not give up your profession, should not give in to your temptations, should not give up your profession, your talent. Then you are the leader. That is youth leadership in nation building. Best example today, very much required in the political arena, Rangasthala movie. Rangasthala movie. Youth must decide, which side will you take? You need that today, that decision making. Change in the political arena. Ambedkar talks about it, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the chairman of the drafting committee. He talks about the power. Unless and until you come to power, you cannot achieve really concrete things. Rangasthalam says that, right? And then the recent one, taking up the responsibility, Sarileru Nikevaru. An army fellow coming to home, taking up the responsibility of your family. Shall we train our children in taking up responsibility? In being accountable like Bharatan and Ninu? Do we have that capacity, that boldness as parents and as teachers to teach our youth today so as to become leaders for tomorrow? That is youth leadership in building the nation. I have few more examples. Kaidi 150, Niru Miru. There was a problem. Who should attend to the problem? Today, one word I heard in the previous talk, being indifferent. Being indifferent. Can we be indifferent today? A rape happens. An acid attack happens. A youngster was gang raped. A child is raped. Or because of love, somebody kills the boy, somebody kills the girl. Can't we protest against it? That is leadership, because the victims in those cases are youth. We youngsters have to stand by them, with them. Take, for example, the movie Sai, Nitin Reddy's movie, where rugby game is played. Though there are differences in being responsible, in being a leader, you have a lot of differences. All those movies I have quoted, they had faced a lot many problems, but they felt this is our ground, this is our college premises, we have to protect it. The leader should have that concept of protecting, protection, protect himself or herself, protect the others. That is what we need to learn. And then, what is this transformation in the youth? Take, for example, the movie Guru. The poor girl was trained well. We, as the parents, as the gurus, as the teachers, should be able to train our children so that they become the moral, ethical leaders. Otherwise, that is what we see in almost all the political leaders today. Only corruption, no morality, no moral values. And finally they say, we are joining the politics, we are into the politics to serve. That's a big lie, I must say. A big lie. I must tell the youth today, as we celebrate the International Youth Day, take the court scene in the movie Temper. Take the court scene movie in the movie Temper. Take the court scene in the movie Temper. Be ready to face any problem so as to achieve success. You are not going to lose anything by that, but you would at the end become victorious and prove to everybody that you are more energetic. People have been saying that youth is known for energy, youth is known for enthusing, youth is enthusiastic. That energy, I'm sure if you have watched the movie Temper, the court scene, that gives the courage for the youth today. But unfortunately, I remember for the principal, Dr. Emmanuel, my guru, and I happened to work there also. He was using the word appreciate, encourage, appreciate, encourage. Do we appreciate the children today? Today, we say, hey, you don't worry about it. You come in, let them go. Let them go to dogs. That should not be there. We educate them, we train them. And I give you best example as the teachers and as the parents, as the responsible parents, as the responsible teachers. Take the example of the movie Raja the Great. He is blind but trained. Take the example of the movie Nijam. You have to become that pulley today. Those trained, we have that responsibility to train our children in moral values, in honesty, in being responsible, in being accountable. Then they will automatically become good. They will automatically be leaders. And when they are leaders, the nation would be very, very tranquil. Otherwise, we would not. Best example, student number 1. This is what I want you all to understand. I'll give you another. Watch the movie Chalk and Duster, where the teacher was training them. The responsibility. That is required today. My first point in today's session is education. That education would give you employment. Unemployment problem will go. And that way you become empowered. Education. Education at home. By the parents, education at home by the siblings, education at home by the neighborhood, education in the educational institutions. If they are not role models, I'm sorry, expecting the products, that is the youth, to be responsible and accountable, I'm sure I have my own doubts. I'll give you finally one example from the movie Supreme, where the small little boy says, నా దేశంలోని ప్రజలు కష్టాలు పడుతుంటే, if my people, the people of my country suffer, I can't see. You remember how much the boy struggles. He uses a word to Rajendra Prasad, the father of the hero. You are a bad father I don't eat anything without working for it. This is moral values. This is educating them for life. This is educating them for life in the society, for themselves and for the others. This is what I can say. Dear children, whoever is watching, the youth, I mean the children, the youth, and respectable elders, and my dear friends, the importance of youth leadership in nation building is nothing but building oneself, and that oneself building itself becomes building the nation. This is what leading by example, and that is possible only for those who have strong convictions and principles. I must tell you a few examples. I just told you movies, but I tell you, Sudha Murthy, a lady who took MTech, who first applied, though it was very clearly said, girls need not apply. She questioned. Mother Teresa, she was cozily living in the convent, but she left the convent for a cause. Swami Vivekananda, a youngster, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, as a president, when his tenure was over, when he came out, he did not come out with a lot of luggage and a lot of money. That education should happen right from the childhood, and those seeds sown by the parents, family, relatives, and the school, the college, would become fruit-bearing trees as youth, and those fruit-bearing trees give shade, fruits, oxygen, everything, even the wood for furniture, everything, and that, in other words, is nation building. That is their responsibility. With this, I'm sure I want the youth today to realize that they have to fight against the corruption. And in fighting against the corruption, they should be able to inculcate moral values. And they don't have to teach anybody. Mother Teresa did not teach anybody. Sudhamurti did not teach anybody. Their very life is a lesson for everybody. Best example, Christ. His lessons, his teachings were not taken care of, actually. But his deeds, whatever he did, the miracles he did, the cures, everything, that impressed the people. So words will not really carry much weightage. Deeds would carry much weightage. I request the youngsters today to keep this in mind. Their life is most precious. I'm afraid, during the calamities, who really comes forward to help as volunteers, NSS volunteers, scouts and all? It's the youth. Youth with full of energy, dynamism. That is required now. That is required now. So, and the other one, I am really taken up, my heart is really melting when I hear the news about suicides. My dear youth, whatever be the problem today, face the problem. Don't give up. Don't give in to the problem and give up your life. You should fight for your life. Whether it is love, whether it is studies, whether it is something else, whether it is financial problem, talk to somebody. That way you become a good leader for the nation. Your life becomes a learning, a lively lesson for those who observe. They'll tell you, that boy, despite all his problems, is leading a life now. So, at this juncture, this platform, I would like to request the youth today, whatever problems you have today, please don't commit suicide. Don't allow anybody to commit suicide, because that itself will become a lesson for the others, and you will definitely be a leader for everybody. When you lead your life well, you are leading the nation. Because I believe very strongly, a good individual is a better family. A better family is the best society or the best nation. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope I haven't crossed the time given. Dayakar sir.
Yeah, no issue, no problem. Everything in time. Thank you so much, Sri Prasad Rao, for your nice presentation on
Thank you, sir.
the role of youth and the importance of youth leadership and what are the problems the country faces and role of educational institutions, especially how we have to teach the youth to build a strong nation. And you have nicely presented, no, from different movies which youth could easily get connected, and it was a really nice presentation. And maybe one or two, if any of you want to ask questions, you can post your question in the chat box. I saw one question.
Okay.
Maybe, of course, that was answered. I think it was asked to the previous speaker.
Okay.
What are the lines of action as to make young people part of nation building? I think this is addressed to Father. This question has come long back, but now I have copied from YouTube. Father, would you like to answer? What are the lines of action as to make young people part of nation building? Ashok Kumar wanted to ask that. One of you, any of you want to answer, you can.
Is Father answering?
Yeah, you go ahead, Prasad.
Okay, Father. Okay, sir. Being part of nation building is not directly becoming a part of the national level building itself.
Yeah.
I believe your personal building for yourself. And by seeing you being good, the other would automatically be good. When two people are good, automatically the others would turn out to be good. That is how we can, because being good, doing good does not really get into others easily. It is not contagious. Bad is contagious. So this is how by level doing good, you become great. That way you become part of nation building. You cannot directly, for example, I'll tell you, MPs, MLAs and all, it's the children of the politicians already they become. For a new person to become, it's not that easy. This is how.
Yes.
Okay. I hope I have answered.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think Father wants to say something more.
Yes.
Yes, Father, please.
I remember Bhagat Singh was saying one word, that I am full of ambition and hope, and but I am ready to renounce at the time of the needy. I think when you involve very much in the social activities, you're already building up a nation together. Because in the hour of need only, it is necessary that we should take very good steps in order to reach out to the persons. Maybe
That's
that
exactly.
way.
Yeah. Further, unfortunately, your mic got muted. Yeah. Only the last sentence, I think we missed that. Yeah. You can also find there are good number of appreciations. Excellent webinar, very nice. And some of your brother, someone says that you is your brother. Nice. All are joining. That is a great experience. And there is one last question. I think Ravindra K wants to ask, what is the role of youth in building nation in COVID-19 situation? What should youth do in this scenario? Yeah.
Okay, sir. First, you go ahead.
Prasad Rao-ji, your mic also in mute. Prasad Rao, kindly unmute yourself. You are not audible.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please.
See, the responsibility of youth at this time of health crisis, COVID-19, first, they take care of themselves very well, because most of the youth is getting affected today because that is who are on the streets today. If you have noticed the news and all, it's not the old people and the children who are on the streets and breaking the rules of lockdown and all. If they feel responsible for themselves, they equip themselves well and come forward to serve, like the word that Father Alex used, serving, attending to the need. The need now today is supplying or helping them out, boosting the courage, boosting energy in the COVID patients that nothing will happen. The treatment is possible. That way they can take up the role at this point in time.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is one more want to share. Her thought, Dr. Rama Devi. The mentoring should start from family itself. Your thoughts on this?
Okay.
The mentoring should start from the family itself. And
Absolutely.
your thoughts on this?
I do agree with her.
Yeah.
There is nothing to say about it. It has to come from that only.
Yeah. That's all in the chat box of.
Director, there is one Narendra. Last question.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, it is posted.
Yeah.
How much? Yeah, you can ask that. Last question.
Last question. No, it's. Please read out, Dr. SV. Please.
Yeah, Narendra wants to ask how youth can build economic development of the country at present in the COVID-19. Economic development. Is there anything the youth can do for economic development?
Can I answer?
Yeah, please.
Yes, Father.
Yeah. First of all, everyone must feel that it is a social responsibility. And also, I was telling our leadership in the nation building is first of all to work for the progress of the economy. And also, each one must work hard. And if you've got intelligence and you try to do something, and if you've got opportunities where you can contribute to the best. And today you cannot sit in the house and say that you don't have jobs, and as Master already said, and I think we have to contribute. There are many ways because we are creative, and there are many means and many institutions and many sponsors who are coming forward to invest, and with your intelligence and with your capacity, you can really contribute your part to the nation building in economic growth.
Yeah, it's a nice idea, Father. I will also add one. So this time, COVID-19 is a great challenge to India, right?
Yes.
So it all depends on skilled people. So I think
Exactly.
youth, by sitting at home, they spend time in developing skills. Prasad was also brightly pointing out. Nowadays, the learning has become very simple. So you can sit at home, you can do any kind of skill development. That, in my opinion, that is the greatest contribution. So once the situation improves, if you have a skilled youth like China, last 20-25 years, they made all the changes. Just because they had every skill, even toy to big machine, they are able to make. So this kind of skilled youth is the need of the hour. It's my opinion, and youth should concentrate on developing themselves. There are so many resources online. If you start spending 1 hour a day, I think we can definitely make a great youth. That's my humble addition, Father.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. SV, for sharing this. There's one more question. Is it audible what I'm speaking?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Radhika Challa wants to ask you how the youth has to overcome the stress, especially in the COVID-19 situation. How to overcome the stress? Yes, Father, please.
First of all, now we are encouraging the youngsters to open up, to be open to their parents. They have been opening everything to them except their personal life, their relationships in the families, and their stress they never. And they all share with their friends who are also in the same level, they are in the same boat. The level of emotions are the same. And if they can open to the parents, they will be able to guide. And then also they need a lot of counseling. And for one disease, there is no one medicine. There are many kinds and many ways we can cure. In the same way, and the degree of the intensity of their stress is totally different from person to person. Naturally, they need a good friends and with whom they can be open. And it is good that if they share, there will be a possibility for guiding them in a right way. But I only request that there should be counseling cells would be established. And also if it is a family, and I think their relations of family members will be good. Sometimes they don't like to share their maybe what you call the friendships, some private friendships that they cannot share with their family members definitely. But they need to approach people like that. But I only say that they need a lot of counseling these days because as Sir said before, for anything they are psychologically down and mentally they are very down when something happens. So maybe I recommend them to have counseling with people.
Thank you, Father. Thank
For
you,
that,
Father.
they need to 1 minute, sir, to add to
please.
that.
Yeah.
They need to first have trust in people, believe them, and
Yeah.
when they believe, like Father said, talk to the parents. If need not necessarily be with the parents, but parent like fellow. That is where the teachers, they should learn to develop such kind of rapport with the elders, with the youngsters, and with the same age group. That is what is there building themselves, personality development. Otherwise, they will be in the soup.
Okay, there is one more question to this is to Dr. Prasad Rao. Now, what is the factors of success according to you? The factors that influence success according to you. This question is from Meghana Kancham.
Okay.
Please.
Thank you, Meghana Kancham Garu. Success is not achieving this. Success is doing what you love to do, which is not harmful to anybody, to yourself and to the others, instead, which is useful for yourself and the others. Be it very small thing, be it very great thing. But doing whatever you are supposed to do and loving to do what you are supposed to do is itself is a great success.
Yeah, thank you. And I think if I'm right, this will be the last question. This is from Uganda. How can role of a profession help ourselves and society?
Okay.
Yeah, this question is from Uganda.
Okay.
How can role of a profession help ourselves and society? The role of profession.
Profession.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, Uganda, for the question. Profession has certain roles. For example, you are a salesperson. You need to be professionally sound enough in selling out your goods. Then you would reach to the people, your ability, your patience with the customers in getting your good sold out to the people would definitely teach them a lesson that fellow, for example, simple example I give you, you go to a shopping mall, clothes, you ask them to search for 101, finally you take one, or sometimes you even don't take anything, but you still go out. At that point in time, if the salesperson does not grumble, still says, thank you, sir, maybe next time you come, that word would definitely teach those customers a lesson. And this is where, like I told you, profession of Arjun Reddy, doctor, wonderful. This is how profession can really help in the nation building. Any profession.
Thank you, Prasad Raguru. This question to Father Alex. This is from Annie. How can a leader deal if there is an aggressive competency in the group they are leading?
See, in the life of all the leaders, they are aggressive when something is going wrong, in moments of injustice, but they have their control over their own personalities, their anger.
Yes.
If you take Jesus or anybody, Mahatma Gandhi, all of them, they got anger. But it is where I think our prudence comes. And we need to control our emotions because the human beings supposed to think. We are not animals where when there is anger you can just flash out and then scold. But you also think that someone will get hurt. And this kind of thing, it needs exercise, yoga and all these people propose. But I only say, think about yourself and your behavior. Control your behavior.
Thank you, Father Alex. Thank you, Mr. Prasad Rao Garu, for spending
pleasure.
your valuable time with us, enlightening our young friends on this International Youth Day. We are really blessed. Now, I would like to thank both of you on behalf of the SJ, and Father Bala, and myself, the Dean Samuel Daika, Dean Student Activities, also Dr. Sahab Askan, the coordinator of AFSEC. I would also like to thank Mr. P.T. Parker, who has been helping the whole team in running this particular show. And once again, thank you very much, Dr. Sahab Askan, for your technical support also. Thanks a lot. And for all the webinar participants, what the Google form will be sent through your mail IDs. Please check your mail IDs for feedback forms. Thank you once again. Dr. SB, you want to say something?
Thank you.
Yeah, no,
Please.
I also want to thank both the speakers, Prasad Rao sir and Father Alex. It was a very nice session and timely, and you are making very effective presentations. I'm sure most of the youth will get benefit out of it, and these sessions will be live. It will be available for many days, and the link is there in the SJ website. And on behalf of myself and all behalf of audience, I thank you both of you, sir, Father, for a very nice
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
It was a wonderful
Thank you.
opportunity for me.
Yeah, nice. Thank you so much.
Great thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Father. Thank you, Prasad. Thank you, Dr. SB.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daya.
Dayaka.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Nice.